Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. And I want to welcome you to the MOJO call. MOJO calls are designed just to get your, as Stacy calls it, to get a checkup from the neck up. I think she stole that from Zig Ziglar. I like to think it's just a way to get your day started off right. And today we want to talk about the compound effect. I got my EXP hat on, EXP World Holdings, stockholder, part owner of the company, baby, agent ownership. But today I want to talk to you about something that happened miraculously yesterday, spontaneously. I think they would call it maybe, what would you call that? Organic, I think they would call it, on our Facebook Messenger. If you weren't on there, I know we missed a bunch of people that were on there. It wasn't planned, but people just started jumping on and piling on all of this excitement about all the success that they're having. And it was crazy. It was amazing. It looked like this. This is how it started, actually. Let me share my screen here. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Can you see that screen? Can you see the Facebook Messenger? Good. Rance gives me a thumbs up. Good. We're good to go on that. So it started off like this. So Gypsy, our Cleveland newer agent, she's been in 18 months, right? Did her first year with us. She's on year 2. And she's like, guess who capped? That's what she sent us. She sent us a little Dr. Seuss thing, I think. 1 cap, 2 cap, red cap, blue cap. And Stacey sent back, that's cap. And we were excited for her. Capping out with eXp Realty, if you don't know, it means that you operate at 100% after that. And we love when people cap out because the maximum they would ever pay into the brokerage would be $16,000. So she capped out. It was exciting. And so I wanted to post it to the rest of the group. I wanted to hype the rest of the group. I said, guess who capped out? Well done. And of course, Candace, Miss Positivity, Miss Coach herself jumps in there and says, congrats, right? And then I said, you know what? There's others out there. Guys, when you hit cap or hit icon, please let us know. Stacey and I want to congratulate and promote you. It will inspire the crew. We don't get updates on your stats without digging through all 140 of you. We have 142 agents on the team now. And so Charlene Bird just happened to be on at that time of day. She goes, I capped yesterday. Now, Charlene's out of West Virginia. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's great, right? She's getting a bunch of hearts and emojis and things like that. And Danielle, not to be outdone, goes, I capped last month. Right? So here these are capping. So I started hyping people up. Congratulations to Charlene. Congratulations to Danielle, right? Funny story about Danielle. First time I met her was at Starbucks. She told me she wasn't going to sell any real estate. She was going to do a deal or two here or there. And here she is out capping, chasing icon. And Charlene Bird has a great shot at hitting icon this year. Just her second year with us, where she'll get all of her cap back in company stock. So that's awesome. And Jeannie is giving me a hard time. That's not such a bad problem. You have 140 plus agents. You can't keep track of them, right? And then Danielle says selling houses was not in her plans. She goes, I guess that changed last year. I said, who else needs hyped up? I'm your hype man, right? And then Todd jumps in there, Mr. Positivity. Congratulations. And everybody's throwing hearts and things in there. And then, of course, I had to hype Miss Stacy Lambright. She had an amazing July of 2022. She had 7 personal closings. The team did awesome, by the way. I think the team did triple digits again. In June, the team did 87 closings. But her August, she has scheduled on the books with the title companies, 14 personal closings scheduled for August. With 2 more possible, she could end up with 16. It'd be our biggest month ever. That'd be 4 closings a week. If you want to get an idea. So there's 5 closing days in a week. 4 of those 5 she'll have closings on them. Pretty amazing. And her gross commissionable income, that's her gross. And she'll correct me here a little bit, not gross, net, after paying out referrals and things like that, will be $111,133 without the 2 possibles. If she has the 2 possibles in there, it'll be over $130K in 1 month. That'd be our biggest month in our 25-year history. Unbelievable. I had to hype her up, and it got everybody excited, right, as to the possibility of what could be, right? And Candace, she says, I capped in June. I had 6 closings in July for 2.1 million. I had 6 set for August at 2.2 million and 4 set for September at 1.8 million. If you add that up, that's 6 million in closings over the next 3 months, and she's capped out. Candace is making a run at Icon, right? Did it all by herself. No buyer's agents, nothing like that. You know, a lot of realtors, if you look at their numbers, it includes their buyer's agents, right? You see a lot of the big players that are out there. Some of those names don't even sell houses at all. They just have a bunch of buyer's agents on them that write in their name. That's the old school team models. You know, Stacy and I don't do that. We think you should build your team, your business. We're not trying to build our team, right? We're here to help you guys. All right, so let's keep going on. Everybody's excited. Nate's excited on here, Stacy. Susan jumps in. I mean, people were excited. This was all, again, just organic. Nate's going. Can's got a picture of her dog. And then we found out Chantel Wade capped last month. Oh my gosh, she capped in Zanesville, where the average sales price is 100,000 less than for us in Columbus. So that means she had to do a shit ton more transactions to cap out. Stacey says we're going to have capping parties. Anyways, it kept going on. Mike Mundy says he missed the hype train, then he capped out also. And so the reason I wanted to bring all this up is because the compound effect. See, this could look like just overnight success. If you just jumped in and you looked at this and you saw this, you might think, wow, that's overnight success. Wow, they're just something incredible, right? Of course, they're all amazing, incredible, but it's something that all of you can do, and anybody who's watching this can do. Why? Because they followed a simple process called the compound effect. Now, I didn't come up with the compound effect. The compound effect is actually, hang on one second, I'm going to share my screen. It is this guy right here. His name is Darren Hardy. And for those of you who know, if you coach with me, one of the first questions I'll ask you is, what are you reading right now? If you're not reading some type of personal growth or business type book, finish whatever you're doing, but read this. Now, a lot of people say I read nonfiction, I read history, I read Sports Illustrated, I read romance novels. All that stuff's cool as leisure time stuff, but you must have an intentional plan to take a piece of your day, booked into your day, time blocked into your day to read something, and I would recommend reading something that has to do with your business. Now, the compound effect, just so you know, Darren Hardy was a realtor. So if you're in real estate watching this and you want to have most of his stories and things are geared towards real estate, you want to read it. As a 21-year-old brand new agent, he did $1 million of gross commissionable income in one of the toughest markets, San Diego, in the country, where the number of realtors per transaction is unbelievable, how many are out there. And he busted it, and he followed this called the compound effect. You can purchase the book, you can get it on Audible. It is a quick read, a quick listen, but it is a workbook. It's not just something to read, it's something to do. And the idea behind it is this, is that there are fundamental principles that all high achievers follow to produce phenomenal results, not just in their business, but in their relationships, in their health, in their spiritual life, all those things. It is from the compound effect. So you're probably wondering, what is the compound effect? Well, it is small, smart, consistent, intentional choices done over time produce massive results. Did I say they were huge things that you had to do? No, I said they're small things, little, teeny, tiny decisions. Am I going to read for 10 minutes today? It's very easy to do, but it's also very easy not to do. It's a small thing. It's small. Okay. It's also smart. Is it smart to read a book in the business that you're in? Of course, everybody should be shaking their head. Yes, of course, it's smart to read in your business or thing that you're trying to work on, right? So it's small, it's smart, consistent. How consistent? Daily, every day, consistent. And then the next piece to the equation is time. Over enough time, it yields massive results. Small, smart, consistent, over time, activity over time equals massive results. And the book has all kinds of examples in it and things like that. And he takes the smallest little tiny examples and shows you the massive difference it can have. One of the examples he'll give, and I'll use it right here, I'll give away a piece of the book, but it's incredible. It's called the magic penny. And here's the magic penny. There's my dog in the background. The magic penny is this. If I offered you right now $1 million in cash in a briefcase, $1 million fits in a briefcase, not very big, it's not like the movies. They're carrying a big bag of it, small $100 bills, $1 million about this big, okay? And if I offered you that right now, $1 million in cash, or you could have 1 penny per day compounded every day for 31 days, for 1 month, which would you take? So 1 penny or $1 million in cash right now. Here's $1 million. Which would you take? Well, if you know the story, you know that you would take the penny. You would take the penny. But if you've never heard this story, you'd be like, that's crazy. And you'd be right. It does sound crazy at first, because the compounding of it takes a long time to get caught up. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm going to share it with you just so I don't have to memorize all the numbers. Hang on one second. I'm going to share this screen, and it's going to be very apparent to you very quickly what happens. So on day one, you have 1 penny. On day 2, you have 2 pennies. On day 10, you have $5.12. Wow, that sounds terrible, right? Like, the $1 million sounds really good. On day 15, you have $164. Still not good. Day 20, you only have $5,242. The $1 million still sounds good. Day 25, $167,000. The $1 million is still a better deal. It isn't until day 28 where the magic penny, the power of compounding, the compound effect, starts to overtake the $1 million. And look at day 30, $5,368,709.12. And if you go to day 31, that's over 10 million, almost $11 million. You would have lost all that money by taking the $1 million up front. So what is this a metaphor for? What's a metaphor? Well, it's for this. Like, what could you be doing instead of reading? I don't know why that dinging keeps going on, but it sounds like it's going to keep happening. But what could you be doing instead of taking that 10 minutes to read? Let's just use that example, reading for 10 minutes each day, because most adults stop reading, never read another business book or personal growth book ever again after they get out of college. That's it. They're done. They watch TV. They read, like I said, Sports Illustrated, Us Magazine, things like that, People Magazine, things like that, or fiction and things like that, which none of it's bad. That's entertainment stuff. But they never read another thing to help improve them and grow their business again. As realtors, we know we are the business. We have to grow us if we're going to grow our business. Okay, so 10 minutes per day. What are you giving up? Because the metaphor of taking the $1 million or taking the penny is the metaphor for reading 10 minutes a day. I mean, you could sleep in. That's an extra 10 minutes of sleep you could get. Getting up early in the morning to read. That's extra sleep, right? That's the $1 million. That's the instant gratification part. Or you could get up and read. Is your life going to change if you read one day? No, it's not. It's not going to read it's not going to change in one day. Is it going to change on day 2? Probably not. Is it going to change on day 3? I mean, maybe a little. Day 4, day 5, day 10, day 15, 20, 25. But after a month of doing that, will you see a difference? Yes. What if you string 12 months together? What do you think will happen at the end of a year? That is the beauty of the compound effect. He has a lot more examples to help you. He has exercise examples. He has just decreasing 500 calories a day out of your life, which is a cup of cereal. Just decreasing that, what would happen after 1 year and 3 years and 5 years, right? Not doing something drastic, not like not eating, just decreasing 500 calories a day. And it shows you what that happens. A little hint, after 3 years, 50 pounds. Amazing stuff, right? So he has all those in the book, and it's a great book for people to understand. So why am I talking about this compound effect with regards to everything that happened yesterday? Because it was not overnight results that got people to there. Stacy did not get to 14 closings and $111,133 in income for August on the books. She did not get there overnight. It happened from slogging away in the trenches years ago, decades ago, but incrementally, a time, again, marketing, posting to Facebook about real estate every day. Supposed to be doing it 3 times a day. Just kidding, Stace. Giving you a hard time. But it is 3 times a day, according to Gary Vaynerchuk, right? That little thing of doing that, again and again, I've coached with a couple of people recently. And, hey, business slowed down for me. What's going on? I said, well, let's go back through your social media feed. What? Let's go back to your social media feed. I pull up the thing and share the screen. And guess what? You haven't posted about real estate in 5 days. 5 days you've been out of business. And how hard is it to put up a social media post for your real estate business? Does it take 30 seconds? Let's just say it takes you 3 minutes to type it. Okay. It's something that's so small and easy to do. It's easy not to do, as Jim Rohn would say, but it's small. Is it smart to post about your real estate business? Of course. Consistency, 3 times a day. Most people check at minimum their social media 3 times a day. First thing when they get up in the morning, at lunchtime, and before they go to bed. At least 3 times a day to post. Yes, that's consistent. And what if you did it over time? Is it gonna change your real estate business if you just do it one time? No, definitely not. Is it gonna change it on day 2? No, day 3, 5, 10, 15. But yes, after 30 days of consistently posting 3 times a day, I'll bet you this right now, because no one's doing it, you'll have more business than you can handle, right? It's the compound effect of over and over again doing small, smart, consistent choices over time, a long enough time to give it, it will have massive results on you. But your brain tricks you into thinking it's so small, it's not going to have an effect because it's teeny. 10 minutes of reading, it's so small, it can't change anything. You're right if you only do it once, but over time. So that, my friends, I can't encourage you enough. I had another slide. What is it here? To take a look at the compound effect, read the book. It's a great read. Oh, here it is. The compounded habit. It's applying the rule of compound. Choice, you have to make a choice to do something, plus the behavior, plus the habit, plus time equals goals. So basically, first you have to decide to do something. Then you actually have to take action on the decision, right? After that, you make that action a habit, consistency over time. And then when you look at it later, you will be astounded by the results. Everyone sees the NFL player, right, making millions and millions of dollars. And you're like, wow, wouldn't that be awesome to be him? I would love to be that guy. The answer is no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. That guy started when he was 3 years old, bashing heads into other people, getting up at 5 a.m. And most of these kids started doing workouts at 4 and 5 years old, playing football and playing every day. So while you're resting and nestled in your bed in the winter when it's super cold outside, guess what they were doing? Hitting the gym and out there running in that cold. And they did it for 20 years. Every day. How often? Every day. To get to where they're at after 20 years. And most of us, myself included, don't have that kind of commitment. That's why they're making millions and millions and millions. We see these actors and actresses, oh, wouldn't it be great to be them? I would love to be them. No, you wouldn't. Because you weren't there when they were living in their car. They were begging for food on the street, right? When they were out there, washing dishes there in Hollywood and sleeping on couches and things like that. You wouldn't do it. And neither would I, right? That's why we're not there. And so that's great. You're right, Rance. All the no's that you're going to take, the no's are going to build you. The yeses will get you paid, but you got to take through the no's to get there. And that's a whole nother Mojo call for another day. I'll actually do that. The gift of the word no. I'll do that as a Mojo call so you guys can check it out. So I hope this was helpful to you. Yesterday was awesome. I loved all the excitement we had. I apologize for anybody we missed. It was spontaneous. Just people happened to be on Messenger. Blah, 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 blah. All these people capping out. They're on their way to Icon, making a ton of money, the most money they've ever made in their life. It was incredible synergy that we had and the excitement of it. And for those of you who weren't on there, I'm sorry if I missed you. There's a ton of other people. Make sure you hit us up so we can hype you up, because it inspires everybody else on the team to know that they can do it too. So congratulations for jumping on here today. Derek Williams capped out in a tiny little town in West Virginia. There you go. Send us that stuff on Messenger. We'll hype you up. It'll get everybody excited. And remember, it didn't happen by accident. It happened from a bunch of small, smart, consistent choices applied over time to yield massive results. Congratulations, guys. I'll send out this recording later. Have a great one. Get that book, The Compound Effect. At least listen to it, but I would listen to it and read it, and it's great. You will love Darren Hardy. He is a treasure for people, but especially for realtors. Have a great one.